everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. So, I slept for a long time today and I just woke up a little bit ago. And I was spending some time looking up Quirky Loves Rosie. So, those of you that are on my channel, you know that I've talked about this before. I was interested in her content. A friend of mine told me that Quirky Love Rosie is very similar to how Amberlynn and Chantal used to be before things got really dark and also really boring. So, of course, that interested me. You guys know that I really want to get away from the foodie beauty content. I know that a lot of you are here because you like the way that I react to Chantal. But after what she did, showing the special needs child on her stream and making money using this special needs child, asking people to send money through PayPal. I mean, I can't roll with that. And I can't roll with people like the creep that was in her audience that Chantal was allowing there. That's just no. So I'm going to give Quirky Love Rosie a try and see how it goes. I have a friend of mine told me like she's fun. It's not as dark. I've been keeping an eye on Quirky Love Rosie, and the vibe that I get from her is that she sees an opportunity. She sees that people are bored with Amber and they're bored with Foodie, and she's just taking the brass ring and grabbing onto it and running off with it. She's streaming a lot. She's actually streaming right now. She's doing a live stream. Her live streams sometimes go on for 4 to 6 hours. No, that reminds me of Crackhead Olympics, like the absolute purgatory it was trying to keep up with all the Crackhead Olympic stuff. But it's definitely not as dark. So I'm willing to give her a try. I spent some time tonight looking to see if there was any kind of reference point or clip videos to kind of catch up on the Quirky Love Rosie lore. Just try to get some facts in, get some studying done before I did this react. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of study material, I will admit, because she is someone that she had a YouTube channel, she left for a long time, and now she's back. I know little bits and pieces about her. I know that she did podcasts. I know that she's done quite a few podcasts. I also know that she spoke out against the feedy lifestyle, although from everything I've seen lately, I think she's back into it. She might be doing that kind of content for people. She was taking care of herself for a minute and then she's kind of backslid. I also know from doing my research, she recently went to the hospital. She has a new boyfriend. She did a live stream over at the boyfriend's house, but for reasons unknown, she decided to delete the live stream, although she didn't show anything and she didn't do anything that would make it to where she had to delete. So that happened. She recently did a video where she was angry at people because her boyfriend had gotten doxxed. I've also heard that the boyfriend is not a good dude, that he's got charges on him. What the charges are, don't know, but whatever it is, mom does not want the boyfriend over at the house. And you guys know I also did a tarot reading on Quirky Love Rosie. I don't know much about her, but the reading that I did on this whole boyfriend situation, he's not a good dude. He looks like someone that is going to be living off of Rosie and her income because he's not working. He doesn't have a job. So there's all kinds of like little bits and pieces. Now Foodie Beauty, I know all about her lore. I've been around her for 8 years. So this is something completely brand new to me. So if I don't get all the facts right or I don't have everything in order, please forgive me. It's a first day of school for me all over again with Rosie. But that might actually be a good thing. I'm coming into this with a fresh mind and just a fresh perspective of I'm not going on a past, I'm going on a present. So I'll find out stuff along the way. But I hope you guys enjoy this reaction to Quirky Love Rosie. For the first video, she did a video. Let's see, where is it? Did I, doggone it? I'm so unprepared right now. She did a video 3 days ago called Hi, Welcome to Me. She posted that 3 days ago. And I think that would be a good introduction point for Quirky Love Rosie. But before we get into her, let's go back in time for a minute and talk about Foodie Beauty. Like for those that are still interested in Foodie Beauty, I know she did a live stream tonight. I know that she was raging. I peeked at it. Uh, I'm not reacting to it. It's just the same old crap. It was just her being on the defensive because she got a lot of heat due to the stream with the child. She got a lot of heat. Mysteriously, she also claimed to be sick, which is something that Chantal does. When she gets in trouble, she claims to be sick because she wants sympathy. She wants to deflect away from the wrong that she's done. Instead of apologizing and admitting the wrong and moving on, she'll use sickness or allegedly being sick as a deflection point for her beaters. It's such a pattern. So she was allegedly sick, on the defensive, uh, going off about Girl World. Even though it's a rage, I'm not reacting to it. I told you guys I'm done with her. But there is stuff on Twitter that I would like to show you in reference to Foodie about some of the things that she said, like the fact that there are no organizations to help special needs children over in Syria, and there certainly are. So we're going to get into the Twitter peeps. We're going to cover all that stuff, and then we're going to get into Rosie, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this intro to Quirky Love Rosie. And like I said, I am brand new to her. There's a lot to learn, apparently. But unfortunately, there's no archive channels for Rosie because she's not technically a locale. So there are no channels that are exclusively covering her and clipping her stuff. I wish they would. She's doing those long live streams, dude. She's going to kill me with those. But let's get into it. You guys know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. Hello, it's time for the Twitter peeps. You know, one thing that I already can tell about Rosie, I was actually given some good advice from the friend who recommended Quirky Love Rosie. They said, it's actually several people have said this. If you put her on 1.5 speed, it speeds her up a bit. I was also told that there's a lot of dead space. She tends to not talk. She reads the chat a lot. So I guess I'll be fast forwarding through a lot of stuff, but that's okay. That's okay. I kind of do that with Chantal anyway. So I don't mind. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. So let's start here with a post courtesy of Mo Translates. Mo Translates says, from a cultural point of view, and they referring to the little girl's family, would not be okay with her channel at all, and definitely not okay with their daughter on her channel. It's part of the Middle Eastern culture to care about reputation and image. And I don't think the parents were told that she's a mess on the internet. No, I don't think they knew either. I mean, I don't think Foodie's going to offer up that information. Maybe the parents just wanted help for their child. And maybe they thought Chantal is someone that she's got money, she's got connections. Maybe they could help the little girl and her family. And that's all they knew, and that's all they were going with. But I have heard that over in the Middle East, that family name carries a lot of weight, a lot of reputation. So I don't think the family knew, the full thing about Foodie. I don't think they're going to know either, because I don't think Salah's going to tell them, and Chantal's certainly not going to tell them. Quartz 420 says, yes, there are kids on YouTube. Personally, don't think there should be, and I hate family YouTube channels, but This little girl is not your child, you moron. And you are parading her about and basically treating her like a circus animal for coin. So here's a comment. Part of the comment was cut off, saying that having Down syndrome, to me, it's just never a good idea to put kids on the internet. I know you want to bring in funds to help her, but I think even less funds would have been worth protecting her safety. True. Frig, you more than most content creators know the extent people will go to get and reveal personal information. As an educator for kids with disabilities, this just rings so many alarm bells for me. Her safety first, always. And Foodie just dismisses this person's comment, saying kids are all over YouTube. I get your concern, but she will be fine. You know, Foodie, sometimes it's not what you do, but how you do something that matters. Like the presentation matters. I don't think it's a good idea for kids to be included on a YouTube channel because you just don't know the creeps and weirdos and perverts that are out there looking at them. You don't know the potential danger that you might be putting your kids in, showing them on a YouTube channel. But the way you were presenting this little girl, it was all the way wrong. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. There's a child with special needs, has Down syndrome, and you were using her to make money. You weren't bringing her on the channel and saying, this is this little girl. I really care about her. No, you were bringing her on. First time we'd ever seen her. And you were making money with her. You were encouraging people to send money to your personal accounts, not to an organization, not to a GoFundMe, not to anything that was connected strictly to the family. No, the money was going into your accounts. And we all know and understand that the money that you received going to your accounts, you won't get that till next month. So you exploited this child. And more than likely, this child's family won't see a penny from you at all. So you put her at risk for the sake of your own coin. And you saw what happened. There was a nasty PDF file in your chat, posting a comment twice that for some reason your mods did not automatically ban and block, which is astounding to me. That they're very quick with that little block finger when it comes to someone they don't like. But a creep talking nasty in the chat, that's allowed? That's wild to me. Anyway, the child's safety should come first before anything, and that includes coin. But here is Foodie dismissing what she did. This is her deflecting, dismissing, saying kids all over YouTube, I get your concern, but she will be fine. That's what you're telling yourself, Foodie. That is what you are telling yourself to push it under a rug. You're telling yourself that to make yourself feel better so that you don't feel guilty, so that you can sleep at night. Oh, she'll be fine. Nothing will happen to her. I didn't do any wrong. So you can sleep at night. Okay. All right. So Enigma 2025 says Chantal can get banned from PayPal if she is caught asking for donations. It is against terms of service and Canada laws to ask for private donations. So here's a clip.
My hobby, sealing. Try to do something kind. Thank you. They turn my stomach. If it was government funded, she'd be in school. Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to get into the tweets that have to do with her schooling, because trust me, there's some interesting information, y'all, about the schooling. But we'll get into that. We'll get into those tweets when they pop up.
try Googling less. They Google everything and they're always wrong. Google it. Google if we can get married.
She hates the fact that there's Google. And she hates the fact that girl world, we are fact checkers. Like whatever she says, we're going to go digging. We're going to see if she's lying, what she's lying about, how bad the lie is. She hates that. But she wouldn't get mad if she just told the truth. There'd be no anger if you just tell the truth. The anger comes, Foodie, when you lie, and then you get caught, and then you get called out. That's where the lie. That's where the anger comes from. So the answer is just stop lying. But for some reason, you keep doing it, and you keep getting caught.
Google. She's not going to Doxer. No one needs to know at school. Yeah, strong coffee. That's not true. They need a good special school. She can't even speak Arabic, her native language, because her family can't afford a good school. Yeah. Like, if it was government funded, why would she have been in school and then taken out of school? Just for shits and just for fun or what?
All right, I've heard enough of your voice, Foodie. Go away. All right, so for those who want to know, need to know, PayPal policy violation not allowed. PayPal does not allow personal accounts to accept donations for charitable or cause related purposes. PayPal requires a PayPal business account with a registered nonprofit or charity status. Proper documentation if funds are meant to support individuals or humanitarian needs. So, using a personal PayPal account for this is against their terms of service and can result in the account being frozen, banned, or flagged for suspicious activity. Helping a Syrian family with money collected from others, even if the cause is charitable, is considered a financial service or a form of humanitarian need, and this requires authorization. Violating these laws can result in fines, criminal charges, or imprisonment. Even asking for donations with the intent to help someone in Syria is a potential violation. So there you go. And she was asking people, she asked people during the stream and even after the stream in her community post to send her money by PayPal. She did a whole bunch of angry community posts and then she edited the post, she removed them and just left her PayPal link. Which is astounding to me that YouTube is allowing that because she's just trying to get money from people without, giving them their 30%. All right, so Mandy says, look at this photograph, and I'll just leave this here for a minute. Anybody that wants to take a screenshot of that for whatever purposes. All the places to contact. Moving on. All right. Let's see what this is about. Hold on a minute. So what is this about? Lori says Foodie Beauty has some mods that are okay with people dehumanizing their relatives. So like, what is this? So I know you guys can't see it. I'm sorry I can't blow it up. Teardrop, one of her main mods, says, I have 3 grandchildren with autism. 2 are nonverbal. So I have a question, Teardrop. If that's true, if you have grandchildren with autism and 2 are nonverbal, how can you be okay with what Foodie has done? Bringing a child with special needs on camera and using them for profit. How can you be okay with that? I don't understand. All right, Kristen is showing this clip of Chantal. It's kind of an older clip saying, we all know Foodie Beauty hates kids, and its water weight shows how many times she said so. So let's watch the clip. This is for context. We're watching this for context. Let's watch.
When I say I hate them, I don't mean I hate them. I just hate being around them for too long. That's all I mean, okay? So when I say I hate kids, I don't hate kids. I hate being around them for too long. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a lot.
And whenever she says, I'm just kidding, she's really not kidding. She's just trying to laugh it off like it's a joke when it's not a joke. Foodie hates kids. She's always hated children. Can't stand them.
Kids, you know, and I just get like weird around. I don't like being around noisy kids. So at nighttime is better for me to go walking.
My problem is that I don't like kids. I don't like kids that way.
So you don't like kids, Foodie. But when it comes time to make money, you'll use a child to make money. You're completely okay with having a child around, it being around them to make money. But if there's no money involved, if there's no money making involved, then you don't want you hate them. It, like I said, this woman will do anything to make money. She'll use anything to make money. She will exploit herself. She will exploit animals, young animals, animals in general, children. She doesn't care. If there's money to be made somewhere, she'll figure out a way to make it using whatever it is that she's got closest to her. And she snatched a kitten off the street in Kuwait. That got her in trouble. And she's got Julia in Syria, but she can't make money with Julia. So that's probably why she went to this little girl and her family. And I think that's foul. But there you go. There's Foodie in her own words saying she hates kids. Mo Translate says Chantal really believes she's literally saving kittens and helping children with special needs. Absolutely no self-awareness whatsoever. She does none of those things. So let's watch.
I'm like, why am I making community posts? I'm not explaining myself anymore, period. Basically this is how it works in Gore World, okay? If you haven't figured this out yet, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but you need help. I do anything at all with the best intention. Literally.
I'm sorry. If you're bringing a child with special needs on a live stream and you know your reputation and you know that people don't like you, you're bringing a young, innocent person on camera, exposing them to strangers, and you know that there are weirdos in your audience, you're exposing them to the weirdos, you don't have the best intentions. Remember what I said, Foodie, about sometimes it's not what you do, but how you do things that matter. The presentation matters. You didn't come on camera with this little girl and say, this is Sasa, and I really love her to death. That would have been bad. You showing the child to your audience. But then it got worse. You immediately started asking for donations, asking people to send money through PayPal, telling people to watch your live and watch the ads, which is a violation of TOS, asking people to send super chats. You were using not just a child, but a child with special needs to grift. You're making an innocent child part of your grift. You were using a child as a selling point for your grift. And that's the part that turned everybody's stomach. Because this child is not an adult. They have no idea what's going on. But you're making them a part of it anyway. And because they're a child, they can't fully understand nor consent to what's going on. They're just being a child and having fun, completely oblivious. But you, as an adult, you know what's going on. and you're doing it anyway. That's why people are coming down on you so hard, because the whole feeling was just incredibly gross.
Saving kittens, literally helping special.
You did not save the kitten. The kitten was with its mother, it was still nursing, and you took it from its mother because you wanted to make money. You and Salah didn't even take the cat to a vet. You took it to a pharmacist to get stuff. And who knows what was said in the pharmacy while Salah was there. Again, presentation. Like the way you went about things. People were warning you in the chat, don't do this. And they did it again when you brought the little girl on camera and you didn't heed the warnings. You just wanted to do what you wanted to do.
Special needs children. And it gets turned into a negative intention automatically.
That's because we saw and felt the negative intention while things were going on. It was easy to see that there was negative intention. It wasn't that we were reading into things and making it up. It was already there. That's why people are angry. And can I take a minute and speak my thoughts about a term that I've heard tossed around, about the term clutching your pearls? I don't like it. I really don't like it. Because maybe in some situations that may apply, but I think with everything that's happened with Foodie, it was justified. Like what you did was outrageous. It was wrong. It was disgusting. Grifting a child with special needs for money, is disgusting. The nasty pervert creep in the audience saying what they said twice, and the mods didn't block that person, nor did Foodie, that was disgusting and disturbing. Like you have to ask yourself why. The negative intention was there in plain view. That's why people reacted the way that they did. It was justified outrage and disgust.
Automatically, people have sent me death threats. People have threatened to report me to the UN. Yeah, because they don't have any humanitarian crisis to worry about, and you're wasting their time again. So I'm like, you know what? Let them be mad.
Chantal, please don't use the term "re" anymore. I have learned that it's a very offensive term. I had heard the term before, but I didn't know it was offensive. I know now, but I'm sure you've seen people talk about that. Please don't use that anymore. Okay? Thanks.
I know my intention. I know it's in my heart. I have.
You know what, Foodie? I'm just going to say this. I think ever since FFG did the fundraiser for the Syrian organization, that really got under your skin for some reason. It really did, didn't it? It got under your skin. Like, did you feel like she one-upped you somehow? Like somebody else on their channel raising money for an organization, for some reason that bothers you. Even though you could do it, you're a 100K channel. Why can't you do it? It's because you really don't want to raise money for an organization. You want that money in pocket. You want to use the whole charity organization angle as an angle to make money for yourself. Because you don't do anything unless there's some kind of reward involved, that you get something out of the deal. But it really bothered you when FFG did her fundraiser. That really bugged you, didn't it? You're like, I have to one up her. I have to look like I'm doing something good. Well, your something good was actually something pretty doggone bad.
You guys, the rest can really just honestly get out of here and get lost. I don't care. I don't care anymore. It's, whenever somebody just like is nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging, and then it just eventually you just get sick of it and like whatever, blah blah blah. It just becomes blah blah blah.
You know what, Chantal? I'm just going to tell you outright. As far as I'm concerned, you can go. You can leave now if you want to. If you don't want to do any more live streams, if you're taking the attitude of I don't care about myself, I don't care about my channel, I don't care about my audience, I don't care to make great content, I don't care to entertain people, I don't care to put any thought into things, you can go if you want to. I won't cry over you. I really won't. In my opinion, there's all kinds of people in the world to react to. There's all kinds of things to talk about. If your channel was gone or you decided to leave, Girl World would continue. We'll find other things to talk about. We'll find other things to do. Like I'm already getting started. Like I'm not going to wait until the very last second. You went too far, in my opinion. You're allowing people in your chat that are absolute sickos. You're okay with that. You've got a history of being too friendly with the sickos, with PDF files, confirmed PDF files. And it makes me wonder, who are you catering to on camera and off? Like, what are you doing? All those trips to the petting zoos in Syria, to Chuck E. Cheese with children. What clients do you have offline? Who are you catering to? I think it's disgusting if you are catering to that kind of crowd. I really do. I can't be on board with that. So moving on, let's splice in something positive from Yog, stray dog's reaction to being petted. So this stray dog just got petted by this guy and he immediately became the guy's personal guard. So look, he's petting the stray dog. And I don't agree with this, like that could be potentially dangerous for people walking by, but it's amazing how the dog became immediately protective of the guy. Is like, this guy's being friendly with me and I'm being protective. His protection instinct got triggered. Kelly says, do you think Foodie Beauty will answer this question? So here's one of the comments that was posted, I guess, on her live, saying, hi, Chantal. I'm not comfortable sending money directly to you, but I would be happy to make a substantial donation directly to the school. If you could pass on the name of the school and perhaps the city it's in. In fact, there's a good friend of mine who currently owns a business, but she used to be a teacher, and I suspect she'd be willing to make a donation as well. Heck, I'll ask all of my friends and acquaintances if they'd like to chip in, and I think we could come up with a really significant donation to the school. Just get back with me on the name of the school, and if you don't have the contact info, I can look that up. Thanks. I look forward to hearing from you. I used to work with special needs kids before I became disabled, and now I teach American Sign Language, and I really have a heart for kids with special needs, and I really like to help out with this. Thank you. So this person, Kelly, is saying, I don't want to give the money to you, but if you told me the name of the school, not only myself, but maybe other people as well can donate. So if Chantal wanted to do a good thing, here's one of her own viewers reaching out to her and saying, hey, just tell us the name of the school and we will donate. So does anybody think that Chantal is going to get back with this person and provide info? I don't think so, because Foodie would not get any money out of the deal. She's only interested in helping herself. Okay. Fat Cow Chronicles says, yes, Foodie, I'm only doing this because you are pretending to do this, but I'm doing it via legitimate avenues. So Fat Cow Chronicles donated to an organization called Heroic Hearts. This is a Children Down Syndrome Center. She gave a donation of $100. I think that's fantastic. So there are organizations over there that you can donate to. And I'm sure there are organizations that Chantal could have set up a fundraiser for, but she did not. Alex is shook, says Foodie Beauty may have broken the law. Legal context. In 2019, Syrian authorities announced an increase in punishments for those who use children to beg. Anyone found deliberately using children for begging can face 1 to 3 years in prison. Those caught begging themselves may receive 2 months to 1 year, up from just 1 month previously. So, like, these could be 2 separate charges. She was begging herself and using a child to beg. This could be like long prison time. And thank you for posting that, Alex. Shenanigans says Chantal deleted her community post and edited her last post. Yep, she sure did. So she took all the text out, but she left the PayPal link. Of course she did. She wants that money. Allie and Maz posted this. Report to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, CAFC. The CAFC is the national agency responsible for collecting information on fraud and cybercrime. You can report the activity through their website or by phone. Providing as much detail as possible about the situation, including the PayPal account details, is crucial. So she could get potentially reported to PayPal, and that could shut down her PayPal account. Okay, timeline cleanse. Florida Salt and Sass says we need a Girl World timeline pause. Look at these cute bunnies. So, courtesy of Greg. Here you go, Girl World. Bunnies jumping on a trampoline. It's AI generated, but it's still cute. Bunnies jumping on a trampoline. Effie Cujo says YouTube has fundraising options. She's exploiting a child she hardly knows, if at all. She's asking people to donate to her private PayPal and claiming all super chats and AdSense are going to this child. There's no way to keep track of any of this. She fled Kuwait for this script. Yep. What else we got here? Oh, y'all lean in and look at this. And this looks like it came from the farms. Information from the kiwi farmers. This person, polystrene glioblastoma, says, based on my search with AI, all the schools in the region near Damascus for children with special needs are free because they're funded by outside and local organizations. Public school tuition is also free. The only thing that costs money, I found, is online school for children with special needs in Syria, and that costs just $180 a year. That's it, $180 a year. So interesting information from the Kiwi Farms. Okay, moving on. There's something else I'm looking for. Perfectly Imperfect says Foodie Beauty says she needs $1,000 in donations to send a Syrian child with Down syndrome to school. For context, local NGO programs in Syria often cost $40 a month. That's $480 a year. $1,000 is definitely on the high side. Ask for receipts, names, and proof. Don't donate blindly. Information about that. Reliable data on private or NGO-run special education costs is scarce. But one credible NGO program estimates the cost to educate one child with disabilities in Syria at about $40 per month. That translates to roughly $480 per year per child, typically covering tailored tuition, therapy, and educational materials. So if she was asking $1,000, her way of thinking was, $480 for you, and more than $500 for me. Again, she want to get something out of it. So that's it for the Twitter peeps. Just want to catch you guys up on all the stuff and to give you information, because Chantal is saying that she wants to be charitable and help the child. As you guys can see, she really just wants to help herself. So now it's time to move on to Quirkyloverosee. And the video is not that long. And this is for those who don't know about Quirkyloverosee. I'm brand new myself. It's the first day of school for me. I'm just picking up bits and pieces as I go. And the study material is spotty. But let's get started with this reaction to Quirkyloverosee.
I don't even know how many months it's been since I made the I'm leaving YouTube video, which I realized well after the fact that a lot of people took that as me leaving forever, which isn't what I said in the video. But if you only read the title, then I guess, that's probably how that happened. A lot has happened. So if you haven't been watching my live streams, you've been missing a lot, because I was completely off my channel for, about 2 months. And
yeah, it's weird because I went back through her list of videos and lives, and she was off YouTube for a long time. Like the last video was 4 months ago. She's been gone for a minute.
I have kind of just become more of a YouTube streamer.
Yeah, and I feel that's because I also heard that Rosie had a job and she quit her job, lost her job. So I feel like now she is focusing more on YouTube, like the YouTube income. Hence the reason why she's streaming a lot more, like every day for hours. I think she wants to make YouTube like her full-time thing. She's really going for it. And that's why if she's got a new boyfriend and this new boyfriend is not working, there is a high probability that he's going to attach himself to her and live off of her. That could happen because he doesn't have his own income.
And I think that is the direction I want to continue on to a point. But I want to give some updates. I want to talk a little bit about my life, just to update the people that aren't into the live format, don't want to watch when I'm eating what I cook on live, because that is kind of the general vibe of that content. But I wanted to just kind of say hello.
So can I ask a question, Rosie? What happened? What happened? I mean, I remember seeing things about you before where you were speaking out about the feedy content, which I applaud, because that is a harmful lifestyle. You were speaking out about that. You went on different podcasts about that. You were taking care of yourself. You were going to the gym. You were doing the doggone thing. And then what happened? Did the feedies pull you back in? Like, you were doing good, and now you're not doing so good, because doing the feedy content, it hurts your body. So did the feedies pull you back in? Did they say, hey, we'll pay you money to do this content for us? Is that why you're including food now in with your content? Like, you're trying to pull some of them back in, try to attract them to your channel so you get paid off YouTube for that? I mean, I don't know. But it's sad. You were doing good for a minute and you backslid, and now you're eating on camera after speaking out about the feedy lifestyle.
Hello. I have a lot of new subscribers that have found me through streaming and aren't as familiar with my vlog content and aren't as familiar with my pre-recorded videos. So I wanted to kind of just I just wanted to dip my toes back in, so that way if I want to make some one-off videos, that's what I want to do. So I do want to, do some silly videos. Like, people have been requesting over and over again that me and my brother do another cursed foods video. And that's something that definitely will be happening in the future. I did do some live streams while I had a hospital stay recently.
Can I ask another question? Why is it, like, Rosie, I've looked at some of your content. Like, I was just curious. I'm new to you. I was curious, like, what kind of things that you do. And I saw some interesting stuff. I saw that you went to a drum circle, which I think is fantastic. I mean, I've been to drum circles before and I absolutely dug them. I love going to drum circles. I wish I had a drum so I could go to a drum circle somewhere and be part of it. Like the whole vibe, just playing the drum, getting lost in the music. Loved it. You went to a drum circle, you get out and do things, but why is it there's always a fallback to the food? Like the food is not good for you, especially a lot of food. And why not just go out and do more stuff? Why fall back to the food? Like that is a horrible crutch.
I had a little bit of a scary situation. Thankfully, everything came back okay. I was having some significant chest pain. My heart came back totally fine. They did a whole barrage of testing because of the severity of the symptoms. It was like an escalation from anything I had experienced. So I was just like, there's no way this is just anxiety, chest pain. Turns out it was, because, your girl's anxious. But I did just kind of want to talk about the fact that in this stage of life that I'm in right now, I'm not actively losing weight. And I know that that is something that is controversial to a lot of people, especially the people who initially subscribed to me because I was on a health journey when I was doing YouTube.
Yep, I remember that. I remember seeing you little clips. You were at the gym, you were punching the punching bag, and I was like, good for you.
If that is the only reason you ever followed me, and any of my other styles of content, my lifestyle vlogs, the shop with me's, the cooking content, if that stuff doesn't interest you, then I understand if you go, no hard feelings on my end. And I'm not saying that I will never talk about weight loss again or that I won't eventually get back on track. But that's just not where I'm at right now. And I'm not going to come on the internet and cosplay weight loss. I'm not going to come on the internet and pretend that I care about losing weight if I don't actually feel that way.
Well, that's nice. I mean, you're keeping it honest. I'll give you that. You're going to keep it honest versus Foodie Beauty and Amber acting like they actually care about their weight when they don't. At least you're keeping it real.
And I understand that there's a lot of people that don't understand that logic with the size that I'm at and where I'm at in life. But I have to do what I need to do for me. And as long as I am standing where I'm at and I'm okay with where I'm at in my life, that's just what it's going to be. I'm not going to come on here and make excuses. I'm just going to come on here and be real. I hope to, in the future, reevaluate, but there's some other updates. So while I was gone, I did lose the job that I had, the one that I hated, that was draining my soul. And I have been job hunting, and I was job hunting really hard up until my
So you lost your job, and is that why you've been stepping up your game with YouTube? You're like, I want to make money with YouTube. By the way, y'all, just out of curiosity, I'm not pocket watching anybody. Hi, Booger. Queen Booger is here. The Queen made her appearance. Hey, Booger. Booger. I did look at her channel and her views, and I will say this about Rosie, like her views are blowing foodies right out of the water. Like really out of the water. Like Chantal maybe gets 10K, 12K for a video or a lot, like, or for a live. Oh, hi Booger. Oh, there we go. Rosie, like some of her videos are getting 46K, 50K. Like she's doing good, and she's on a roll because a lot more people are starting to cover her. A lot more people are starting to get interested in her. I'm interested in her because I want to step away from Chantal, and I'm really not interested in Amber. Like y'all, I can't with Amber. I can't with her. I hate the way she talks. Like she's got that Valley Girl thing going on. I can't stand it. Like, and I just wanted to find, somebody similar to Chantal, but yet without the darkness, And I've heard that there's some drama with Rosie. Like she's done some stuff, which I'm sure I'll find out along the way. But view wise, she's doing good. She is doing good.
I was job hunting really hard and pretty much up until I went to the hospital, and I took a light little break while my niece visited, because my niece did come visit. Because I returned to lives briefly before I ended up taking like another almost like month-long break from the streaming. And during that time was when my niece came to visit. We had got our AC replaced because I like, one of the reasons I kind of backed off from streaming is we spent a few weeks during the summer with our house sitting at like 87 degrees, and I could barely function, honestly. So with just how hot it was, like, God forbid, like, no fucking way am I cooking when the house is 87 degrees. Like kiss my ass, you know. Oh, I did get a haircut. So you probably have seen that in the past 5 minutes of watching this video. And if you've been watching my streams recently, I just entered like a talking phase with a guy that I'm really interested in. And so if you want to know more about all that type of stuff, that's what I talk about a lot of my streams. So it's been really exciting and fun. And yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, and this is where you need to be really careful, Rosie. I mean, you're younger than I am. I'm 54. And trust me when I say, girl, that if you're someone and you're making money and you meet up with a guy and he doesn't have any money, and I realize that, you know, sometimes you lose your job. Like, or maybe you have a medical condition or a physical injury, you can't work, and that's different circumstances. But if you're around someone that's not working, be careful with that. Be real careful. Because sometimes you can meet up with someone and they can use your feelings against you. Like they can use the whole you love them thing or you care about them thing to their advantage. Where it starts off, the two of you are just hanging out, having a good time. And the next thing you know, you're fully supporting them. And just trust me when I say this now, Rosie. You got to set the tone for a relationship immediately. And if the tone that you're setting for a relationship is you are the breadwinner, you're paying for all the bills, you're paying for all the rent, and the other person, they get into that, things get started that way, and they get comfortable, they're going to get really comfortable, and they're not want to break the cycle, you know? They're gonna be like, oh, I like this. She'll take care of me. She's making money on YouTube, and I don't have to pay for a doggone thing. And they will not have any motivation to go out and do their own thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like they won't have any motivation to go out and get a job, get on their feet, be independent. They'll be completely codependent. And in this world, it's always good for people to make their own way and earn their worth. It gives them a sense of strength. It makes them feel secure. Taking care of a person like that, it ends up being a double negative, because you, the breadwinner, like you, after a while will feel resentment because you are making all the money, you're doing all the work. And then the person that you're taking care of, they're going to feel resentful because you have the money, right? And they don't have any money. So it may seem like you're doing a good thing taking care of somebody, but then later on will come back and haunt you as a double negative of resentment on both sides. So be careful if you are someone and you're getting involved with a guy that he's not working. And I don't know if he's looking for a job, but I would be keeping an eyeball on that. If he's not looking for a job, if he's not trying to look for a job, and you're walking into his life with money, money might be a factor. He might be liking you for that reason. And he might be looking at you as someone that, oh, like she's making money. I don't have to work. I can just sit on my butt and do nothing. So be careful how you set the tone for this new relationship. Take the time to get to know this dude. I've heard that things have been revealed about him that are not good. But on top of the things that are not good, be careful about opening the door to being used financially. Because if you got something that he doesn't got and he's not going to go get on his own, he might be looking at you to give him what he's lacking. Do you understand?
It's someone like local to me. Like we've already hung out a couple times. I'm just getting to know him. Like, so it's not super anything serious or official. But it's the first time I've been like really excited about somebody in a really long time. And yeah. And it's just amazing because we didn't meet on a dating app and we didn't meet online. So it's just really cool. And I'm really, really thrilled about it. So moving forward with my content, I don't plan on having a pre-recorded schedule. I'm going to be pretty consistent with streaming.
And she has been. And she's been on it. Every time I go to YouTube, she's live or she's been live. And she is literally on it right now.
So if you want to pop in and hang out and do that on the streams and kind of get to know more about what's going on in my current life, I'd be more than happy to do that. During my break from YouTube, I want to talk a little bit about this too, because during my break from YouTube, I was able to really distance myself from like certain online communities and really distance myself and take a lot of space to really reflect on my own behavior online, my own behavior in terms of like what content I was consuming and reaction channels and snark as a concept and just like a lot of things. And I had a like serious come to Jesus moment with myself, where I've kind of really just stopped watching most, if not all, like reactors and reactions in general that are surrounding kind of, especially Girl World, because there are some reactors that are more positive, and I like commentary YouTubers, so I watch that stuff. But the content where it's like people tearing down other people, even if most people would agree that they quote unquote deserve criticism, what have you, because there's a lot of these communities that use that as a shield to be able to bully and nitpick and really just throw aside someone's humanity and solely focus on their persona as a monster. And it's just, it made me realize that it skewed my perception of other people in outside of those spheres and like interpersonal relationships. And it made me a worse version of myself. And I've experienced it on both sides, like participating within communities and being the person that's being picked apart, right? And I think it's just really interesting because
well, on that note, Rosie, so you took a break from YouTube and you're back now. And the feeling is you don't have a job outside of YouTube and you're focusing more on YouTube. You're like, I can do well in this space. I mean, you are doing well. From what I've seen of your views, you are doing well. 46K for a video, 50K. That's pretty doggone good, girlfriend. That's really good. I mean, I don't know how much money you make, and honestly, I'm not interested. I'm not pocket watching you, but the feeling that I'm getting from you is you're like, I'm going to focus entirely on YouTube. I'm not looking for an outside job. I could be wrong. You could be looking for an outside job, but that's the feeling I'm getting from you because you're streaming so much. So you got to know, because you're online, because you are stepping up your game, because you are streaming a lot, that anything you say or reveal, it's people that are interested, people that are curious, they're going to be looking into things. So you came online and revealed that you are seeing someone. You didn't have to reveal that, but you did. And you also did the live stream when you were at the boyfriend's house. You showed yourself there, he is there. And because of that, people doxed his information. I mean, you also chose to reveal to the internet that there were charges on him. And because of those charges, he wasn't allowed in the house, which got people curious. So it's like when you breadcrumb people, when you throw out bits of information, it gets people curious, and then they go looking because they start asking questions like, why isn't this person allowed in the house? What did they do? And they start looking and looking and looking. And now we know that the boyfriend's name is Jeff. And that would not have happened had you not decided to put it on YouTube. It's like, if you want to be online and show yourself and talk about your life and put yourself out there that way, and you start breadcrumbing people, people are going to pick up the crumbs and see what they lead to.
As a creator, I don't mind or care that people off in their own spaces want to talk their shit. You know, they want to make fun of how my makeup looks or my body looks, or, you know, whatever. Like that, that's whatever. As long as I'm not having my family be fucked with, my real life be fucked with, people associated with me being fucked with, you know, my safety is not compromised, you know.
Well, you're expressing your concerns about your family, and that's perfectly normal. But at the same time, I did a brief, you know, clicking through your channel, and you were showing your family members on camera. You were showing, I guess, with your mom. There was an older lady, and I haven't seen the video. I just did a quick breeze through. Like, you're showing family members on camera. You're talking about your ongoing relationship with your boyfriend. Like, some of these things, if you want them to be safe, they should be kept private. But you're not keeping them private. You're showing people off. You're talking about people. So that opens the door, doesn't it? It really does. So if you want privacy, if you want safety, you've got to learn to be more careful in what you reveal.
That's just the internet. And but it is difficult to deal with feeling like you're being misrepresented or misunderstood, right? And I think that's just a natural and human feeling. And I really, really want to create and foster a positive and fun environment. And when I first started this channel, a lot of my content was focused on my trauma, my health, my weight loss, and like more serious, heavy topics, because I felt like that's what I needed to do at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like that's really all I could do.
Right.
But I like content like Vanilla Mace. I like content where people are goofing around, joking around, having a good time, having fun, maybe engaging and interacting with different random activities. You know, I like doing body doubling streams where I'm being productive and doing things I need to do. But and so that way other people are able to do those things alongside me, and there's this community being built, and these inside jokes coming together, and I really love and enjoy that, and that's what I want to build. And I think that there was a part of me that felt like insecure that that's something I wouldn't be able to do. But I think it's really cool that I'm able to just like exist as myself and engage with hundreds of people at a time, and just joke around and you know, and sometimes get a little sassy and sometimes get a little serious, you know, because I like that duality, I suppose. I want to go about things differently moving forward. And if you don't fuck with me, I get it. That's up to you. But if you do, I want to be here, and I want to come back to YouTube full stop. So I wanted to just kind of give a little brief update, like a TLDR, if you haven't been watching the hours and hours of streams. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. I've shared some crazy stories. The streams have really been popping off recently. It's been a lot of fun. And there's been a lot of cooking. In fact, today's stream was a more simple one. This is my mom's. I have to put this away. This is my mom's chicken pot pie, and I made some instant mashed potatoes. Me and my brother had dinner.
That's a big pot.
So, anyhow, I am planning to continue cooking content more so on streams. If you have any suggestions for any kind of content you would like to see, things I've made in the past or things you think that I could do in the future, please let me know.
That's one plus about her. She does her cooking.
I still don't have a car, so that's a bummer. And that was one of the things that I felt like was holding me back from wanting to come back to vlogging, because I just didn't have the freedom to leave the house to kind of like initiate and make content. But my life is kind of ramping up recently, and I've been making some friends, like more so locally, and I've just been like branching out and pushing myself to challenge like my agoraphobia and enjoy life more. And while it's stressful not having a job because of finances, I am just feeling back to more like myself, because I'm not wearing myself down to the bone, because I'm, facilitating all around all the stuff I've talked about in the past with my health. And
I just had a thought. So like looking through Rosie's content, like she was gone for a long, long time. And one thing I know about being a YouTube content creator, when it comes to Google AdSense, the way the YouTube pay works, whatever you make one month doesn't show up until the following month. So she had a job, she lost her job. So if she's looking to make YouTube her full-time job, then whatever she's making this month won't show up until the 21st of next month. And maybe that's why she's doing the constant live streaming. Because if she's doing the constant live streaming, she'll have a nice sizable check next month.
My disabilities regarding all that. So, yeah.
And on that note, Quirkyloverosee, I would like to say, be careful. Be careful next month. If you've got a boyfriend that he's not working, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have any money, and then you come into a nice sizable check from YouTube, pay attention to how he behaves right before you get that money and when you get that money. Do you understand? Keep a close eyeball on that. Like if he starts talking about, I need things and I need this and blah, 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 pay attention to that. Pay attention if he expresses no desire to get a job, or if he starts making excuses. He's not really putting in the effort to find a job or work or make money, because he might be looking at you to float him. And once things get started on that path, he gets comfortable, he might stay comfortable, and you'll be paying for him for the time that you're with him.
I really, really want to say that I so deeply appreciate the people that continue to support me. I also appreciate the people who've supported me in the past, and maybe they don't for their own reasons, their own disagreements about how I've handled things, but remain respectful toward me. And I want to thank those people too. And I'll even shout out a little nod to the haters for the engagement. I think that in recent months, throughout the past year, I stumbled into such a deep depression. I forgot who I was in a way. My personality became really bland, and I was really struggling with enjoying YouTube, and it was because I was so disconnected from myself and my own body. I just wasn't functioning right. And I feel like my breaks from YouTube really helped me kind of rebuild those pieces. Because while I was on my breaks, it was really weird how much this helped me. I was like picking random like mid 2000s shows that I used to watch as I was a teenager, and I felt like it helped me like respark memories from when I was younger and help me process these different feelings and um, these different blockages more so related more so to my mental health. Um, because I'm actually like in the next couple weeks I have a therapy appointment. I've been waiting for it for a couple months. It's been very difficult getting established with a therapist, but I've been in the process of that.
And that's another bonus to Rosie. If she's actually going to therapy, I support that. I support caring for your mental health.
And that's something else that happened, and I'm very excited and hopeful that I'll be able to actually get some decent therapy. But based on availability and things, I might only be able to see her, or yeah, her, right? Well, whoever my new therapist is, I may only be able to see them like once a month, or if I'm lucky, every other week.
Well, there's also online therapy, Quirkyloverosee. I don't know if you could find a site that if you can't see a therapist in person, there's also online therapy that you could partake in. I think that might be good for you. So if you're in a position where your therapist can't see you because they're too busy or you can't make it, you can maybe look into online therapy as well.
And that's gonna be hard for me. So, anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening wherever you are, and stay true. Bye, guys.
We ended on a laugh. That's nice. Thumbnail posing is so cringe. LOL. Yeah, it is. Trying to find the right thumbnail.
Hi. That was a little too much. Hold on. I'll try again. Why am I nervous?
I don't know. Why are you nervous? Girl, why?
Anyway.
You know, it's really nice to react to somebody and there's actually moments where you can laugh. It's really nice because reacting to Foodie, there's not many moments you can laugh. And I think that's what's been missing is the laughter. Like there were many moments during Chantal's heyday when we could laugh. But that's been missing for a long time because things have gotten so incredibly dark. So it's just nice to laugh again.
I do like 5-hour live streams. And like there's people actively watching me in the moment, but I'm
Right.
suddenly recording myself and I'm like, woohoo. Oh, anyway, okay.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Quirkyloverosee. So I hope you guys enjoyed this react. I did enjoy it. I'm enjoying this. And like I said, I am brand new to Rosie. There aren't any archive channels that cover her, that have her stuff in a certain timeline that I can reference to, that I can react to and catch things up on all the things I don't know about this woman. But it's all right. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll try to just stay current with what she's doing and what's going on with her and find out stuff along the way. But what do you guys think about Quirkyloverosee? That was her intro video, and I think that was cool. So I look forward to hearing from all of you how you feel. So let me know in the comments. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.